Howdy, mates. How's it going? So,
here we are again.
Again. But I say, there's always this awkward start because it's bumps, and I've got a big head and a hat.
I've got a big head.
Howdy. So, we're in fucking London.
London town.
We're in fucking London.
Open up the dungeon, baby. Here we are.
Yeah. Lucas.
It's starting to rain.
Let's go off the ball and chain for one night only.
Money.
Even though he looks like Ed Blackadder.
Steady income.
I'm going for Priscilla Presley.
With his pompadour. Look at me, my pompadour. Pompadour. Roast beef.
Roast beef.
Oh, slack bladder.
Slack bladder.
Right, well, all I'm saying is, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Bruce shooting Gaz Misfit. You have to get your own type of cowboy name, you don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Well, I'm Rawhide Lucas Chapel, the Ghoultown cowboy. Yeehaw! That's pretty good for
that
works.
That works well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gunslinging monster.
On the west.
Bang, bang. 5 gun monster. Ba-bang.
The 5th one.
Yeah, and we're here. Like, what, you watch Ghoultown?
Ghoultown with Whiskey Dick supporting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
He's got a whiskey dick.
I've got a Whiskey Dick, I've been drinking non-stop. That's actually a lie, I haven't had any alcohol.
He's had nothing.
Yeah,
this one video
This is the only Undead 13 you've seen where I've had no alcohol.
That's what I think I was telling you, his beard.
I'm sober, look, my face has got colour in it and everything. It's
Yeah,
fucking
look,
weird.
purple.
It's only putting about 3 stone at the same time. Only joking. Right. Listen, this is a good talk shit intro. So
yeah, absolutely. So Ghoultown, here we are. We're going to go interview Lyle from Ghoultown hopefully in a moment. See what he has to say, ask him some of the usual questions, some different ones as well.
He's going to piss it down.
It's going to piss it down with rain, and I'm going like a drowned rat, so let's get
everybody, yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! And we managed to find Lyle from Ghoultown. We found him at the bar. Where else would we expect to find him? We've got a few questions for him. Some of the usual ones you know that we ask bands. Other ones, something a little bit different, maybe personal to this particular band. Gaz, I know you're a massive fan of Ghoultown. Do you want to kick it off to start?
Well, it's not just the band, it's the guy himself, the Count. It's been a long time coming, glad to finally get you over here.
Yeah, thanks. It's good to be here.
You know, I've read your book and I've listened to a lot of your podcasts. You know, I'm a big fan of all the stuff that you're doing, so I'm really glad that you finally...
We're definitely going to bring that up at some point.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah, there's definitely some bits and pieces we need to talk to about that.
But so I'll just kick off with the normal questions. It's first time in the UK, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say, how are you feeling? Jet lag this fucking, I guess.
Not too bad, actually. No. I mean, I went a whole day without sleeping, but you know, it's.
I do that a lot.
I work. You know, I do a lot of things and work a lot, so I'm used to no sleep. So it really didn't affect me. It's usually when I go home, though. Like that's when it all crashes
all of a sudden
down.
hits you like a wall, doesn't it?
And I sleep for like 2 days. You know, somebody wakes me up and feeds me something. And, you
know,
even better.
They give me a drink, like it's like the Clint Eastwood in the desert where he's all parched and they give him some water. You know, that's what I'm like. But you know, that's later. Party now.
Yeah. So you're over here, like, I mean, when we first heard about you guys coming over here, it was weird. It was like you don't see bands of your caliber coming over this much because in the UK it's not so much of a big crowd. I mean, out there, that's fantastic.
Great.
That's a brilliant turnout. That's a really good turnout. So what was it that actually made you come to England and then put on this free show for starters? Is, you know what I mean? So that's good alone. That you've not only come here to do a show, you give it to people for free. Do you know what I mean? That is that's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? That's really good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it doesn't happen often. So
right. Yeah. I mean, that was a good thing. I mean, all this started obviously with us being able to play the Rambling Man Festival because it's a big festival, and that's kind of what we like to do because we don't have the opportunity to do long tours really. So we try to do bigger shows, festivals, and just kind of pack it in like that. So because we're playing the big festival, and it was able to offer, you know, enough to where we could get over here, and they hooked us up with a show because obviously if we're here we want to play, you know, another show or a couple of shows or whatever we could do. So it worked out perfect. I didn't even know it was free. I was like, are you kidding? Free? I mean, this is great. Obviously for the fans, you know. And so they were just super cool, like the promoter and the guys at this club, just so nice.
It's crazy. I've had people come over from Germany, from France and that. There's so many people that have travelled to come in.
It's the first time I've been to the big as well, and it's a fantastic venue.
I've always
I've never been here before, and it's a great venue.
I've always liked this place, Big Red in London, can't recommend it enough.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know what
I mean, if Ghoultown's going to play a club, this seemed to be
it.
When I came in, I was like,
I mean, just by looking at the menu and stuff, you're like,
Willie Nelson for president.
You know, I mean, this is the ideal place. You know what I mean? And your style of of like a horror country style is unlike anything anybody does. You know what I mean? Everyone's got a horror punk style and a horror metal style.
Sure.
Yours is so
unique, isn't it?
unique as a whole sort of thing. It's a brilliant sound with the trombones, the trumpets, and everything you guys do. I mean, you've been around for what? 2008, 2009, if I remember right. 2009?
That's the first album came out, I guess.
1999.
1999. Yeah, I'm way out there.
It's scary to say we've almost been around 20 years.
20 years.
Which is nuts. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's... so in some ways coming over here, I mean, we got fans like, I've been waiting 15 years or 10 years. It's like... just, you know, and we've done some Europe stuff, but never to the UK.
Never actually come to England itself. That's when we heard you were coming, it was... To a certain degree, it was like, is someone winding us up?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them Facebook things where people put stuff to rumours, you know, because like you said, you've touched the cusp of Europe, but never actually come into the UK itself, sort of thing. And with all your back catalogue of great music, and we're looking forward to an actual awesome set. Do you know what I mean? It's with all the new stuff. The new sounding album is so different sounding compared to a lot of the old stuff you sort of did, sort of thing. You know what I mean? We were listening to it on the way down in the car and stuff like that, and it's such a great sound of the new album. So have you had a shake-up of members or anything like that, or no, you're still at the same core members you've always had? And
yeah, 3 of us are the originals, and so, you know, and the other guys have been here for a long time, so, you know, pretty much what I consider the core. So for a band to last at that long, of our level, and to have the same members, you know, and I think just the progression in the sounds, the production has obviously gotten better. We have more time and money to do it as we go than the early albums, and then just, you know, over long periods of time, just, you know, personal changes and just what we want to do with the band has changed somewhat, as well as just trying to figure out what the hell we're doing, because at first we were just making it up, you know. Now we sort of seem like we know what we're doing.
Someone's trying to get hold of somebody.
We should answer this.
Live.
It's our guitarist's wife. Hey baby, oh hang on, we got to get him out of the room. There's a bunch of girls.
I wanted to actually touch on what Monster was saying a moment ago with the country style, with the horror. I mean, we're all fans of both. What influenced you to amalgamate the two and create what you've got? What was the idea behind the band? How did it come about?
Mostly from just my love of different kinds of music.
It's his wife.
Our guitar. We really should pick it up.
We'll tag him in this later.
Where was that? Oh, yes. So, you know, I kind of originally started with punk bands long ago when I was a kid, and you know, played in metal bands, and I was a fan of old country. Just my musical tastes are all over the place. And as I would play in these other bands and tour around, everybody was always like, "Oh man, you're from Texas," and Texas always seemed to be this thing. And I thought, you know, I'm from Texas, and I should somehow incorporate that in some way. But I'm you know, I'm not a, you know, usual country kind of guy or a Texan. I'm, you know, much different. So that's where it just kind of came, this sort of dark Texan look, and just literally putting all these influences, including spaghetti western, because I love that. That just the gritty spaghetti western, Clint Eastwood kind of style, and just it was something that I thought was going to be unique, because I wanted to make a band that was unique, even though I was into horror punk, and I did a band called the Kill Creeps, which was kind of metal horror punk early on, but it was like, you know, I don't want to just copy the Misfits. I mean, we all want to and be that good.
But
you're never going to stand out. You know,
it's
so
1,000 times as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, and since then, obviously, tons of bands, and it's fun stuff. But I thought I wanted to create something very unique, and that just sort of was Ghoultown. And then as we started making up the music and, you know, putting it out there, we sort of decided what the style was and what we were doing.
And what, really fucking worked. Yeah, and it did, and it stands out so much compared to the normal, like you said, you get your Misfit style bands. Everyone has to copy someone, but you stand really in this little category by yourself, sort of thing.
There's only one Ghoultown.
You can, like we always say, you can say, oh, it's like Misfits, oh, it's like Wednesday 13, it's like blood-sucking zombies, but
But
with Ghoultown, it's
like-
not like
it's like- yeah.
Waylon
Yeah.
Jennings. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like fucking anything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's one of the beauteous things about it is that the fact that it's so unlike everything else is that the minute you hear it,
That's Ghoultown.
That's Ghoultown straight away.
Yeah.
Do you mean even with the new band where it seems a little bit harder and a bit heavier than the rest of the albums you've done, you can still tell. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you still have that one little specific style, even though you've changed certain things. You've had that one style that really separates you from the
But
rest.
it's always that winning formula.
Yeah.
And that's been kind of a blessing and a curse because I did exactly what I wanted. It's so unique that it stands out, people recognize it, but on the other hand,
Can't
we have
change it
no
now.
scene, we have no genre. When people go, yeah, what do they sound like? That's a problem, and so you literally earn fans kind of one by one, or one guy sees it and says, hey dude, you got to go. So it's a very our
snowball
fan base
effect,
is awesome because they're true
actual fans, yeah.
They're not people who just thought, well, everybody's going to see this, so we're going to go, or it's it's a certain genre, so well, I should go to that show. So it's a good fan base, but it is hard to categorize labels and stuff. You try to get distribution labels, they're like, we don't know what to do with it. Is it metal? Is it punk? Is it
where do we? Yeah, as a country, where do we put this? Do you know what I mean?
But ultimately, I don't care because I like what I've done with
What you've done with
Ghoultown.
it,
And when
yeah.
you all said and done, it's not necessarily how much you sell or anything like that. It's what you've done musically and build this sort of an image and fan base. I'm proud of that. So that's really, I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and with
succeeded.
your music videos as well. The music videos are fantastic. Do you know what I mean? They're really good, and I mean,
Very visual, aren't
yeah,
they?
the one with all the manga drawings in it, and that is absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully done. A lot of people, not enough people use cartoon imagery for the videos, sort of thing. And with the song that went along with it, it just seemed to work. So yeah, do you know what I mean? And taking away from Ghoultown, there are other things that you do that we wanted to discuss to you about, sort of thing. Because my man here, he's.
Well, I know you're a big fan of the classic horror stuff. I saw the whole horror stuff. We're seeing there. I saw a recent picture of you, so one kid wearing an old school Misfits stuff. It's like you said before, I'm a big fan of all. It's like movie-wise, it's like what kind of horror movies? Everything that you do, it's like everything with the book and everything that really got you interested with watching the paranormal stuff. But I mean, like the whole zoology side of things, everything that really got you into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Really, let's say horror movies play a big part with it, but it's one of them things that keep your mind going, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like I was when I was a kid, and some of the stuff that I saw, it's like with reading through your book and stuff, I was reading through like this, the same thing. I got like the images and like stuff, and I was reading through. It was like just really good to see, because it's the same stuff that I thought back when I was a kid. And it's like now the good thing. I listened to Beyond the Darkness, which is a normal podcast that I listened to. I listened to one day the next minute, and you were on there. I was like, Jesus Christ! I didn't even realise it was like it's a random day. And I listened to it. I said that guy is so smooth the way he did with everything, and the way he explained it all,
Yeah.
and he did everything he spoke about it. I was like, it really just makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was so good to listen to. I was like, finally, it's a really good thing. It's like then plus for me was a bonus for music, because when I first came across you, it was Ghoultown. And then it was after that I realised you took the book and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome to see.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty much you know, make a question out of it. But like, what really got you into everything? You know,
Paranormal, isn't it?
so
you've got a Bigfoot badge and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
stuff like this, and
I think in a way, horror movies were the underlying theme of almost everything. Like everything I've done has a certain spooky element. Like if you want to boil it all down, everything I have to have a spooky side to it. Like the band, obviously, it's Cowboys, but with a spookier vibe, Ghost Riders in the Sky. And as well as horror movies, so I was into, just horror movies. I didn't listen to the Misfits and then like old classic horror music. I like classic horror movies and then go, there's a band that sings about this.
Same as me,
From my dad, like first telling me about horror movies and then seeing like black and whites run on the TV. But then when I saw things like Bigfoot, the Patterson-Gimlin film and stuff, that always really creeped me out. And like, you mean to tell me that could be out there? Because I grew up hunting with my father in Texas and stuff. And then I saw a movie called The Legend of Boggy Creek, which was made about a Sasquatch creature that was attacking people in southern Arkansas, which was only like 3 hours from my house. It's a spooky, swampy area, very southern.
It was close.
And yeah, very close. So at that point, I'm like, wow, this is the creepiest stuff, because I drive through these little small, rundown rural towns, here in the South, and they always kind of gave me that creepy vibe. And I thought, now you put this sort of a hairy, man-like thing, coming up to people's houses and people's. To me, I just loved all the things that encompassed. And then later in life, I took a break from the band after our last European tour to write a book, because I started writing for the magazine Rue Morgue. Because I've always made a living as a writer on this, as well as the band, the combination. And I thought, well, I've always wanted to write a book. What is my favorite subject? Legend of Boggy Creek. I Live Close. It was a famous movie, so I almost did it just because I wanted to do it, and then I didn't realize that there was even that network of people that were into it, the paranormal stuff, and then TV shows. Literally, my book came out, TV shows started calling months later. I was on television shows talking about it, and I guess the way I speak about it is just down to earth, not crazy. I'm not, and that translated well, so people liked that, and I did podcasts, so that literally became my day job, so to speak, or night job, or vice versa. Still doing the music, but instead of, writing whatever stuff, I could write my own books and television shows, and so that just became its own big thing, which obviously takes a lot of time. I have to balance that between the band and and doing that, which is a little bit of a juggling act, and one reason why our new album took so long to come out. But it's great. I mean, I wouldn't, when people go, what do you do for a living? Well, what am I gonna, well, let me tell you. So that's cool. So I'll never complain about the amount of work, and it's cool. And then some people, Ghoultown fans, don't even know about it, and then they are, and they discover it, like, wow, I didn't even know you did all this stuff. So that's cool.
When he told me about it was new to me, and I was like, what? Wow, this. That's my job next week, is to listen to some of the podcasts and try and listen, because I love all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? The whole it could be. Do you know what I mean? Loch Ness Monster, stuff like that.
Beast of Bodmin Moor.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I love all that. Do you know what I mean? Because it makes your brain tick. It really does. Because isn't it? It's as simple as that's what it comes down to. So
that there's a bit of mystery in the world. There's still something out there.
Still things out there.
Like, you know, we love the classic monsters, but this is like something reality. Basically, my life is somebody calling me or contacting me almost on a daily basis, telling me they saw a monster in the water, in a river, in a swamp, in a forest. I'm like, you know, you can't say exactly what they saw, but these people are serious, and they've seen something weird and creepy and crazy. I'm like, this is great. It's spooky, you know.
That's amazing and to have that as a day job as well, to do something that you genuinely love doing as a job, as well as being in the band and that as well, is just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, like you said, daily basis, someone's ringing you up. If you wanted to, you could be like, okay, right, I'll meet you. Come show me where you see this. Let's have a look. Do you know what I mean? And you know, with TV shows on me, I love all that sort of business. Do you know what I mean? And everything like that. It's right up my street. So.
I'll let you do the ultimate question once. So
I was waiting for this.
We always end with the same question. We ask everybody this question because we get so many good answers for it.
So many shit answers.
Yeah. So if you were going to create a 4-piece band, drummer, bassist, guitarist, lead singer, out of any character, horror movie wise, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, anything you would do, who would you put in each position of the band to make your ultimate monster band? Who would be playing what instrument? Because we've had some absolute blinders, we've had some weird ones.
Everything from Freddy Krueger to Sonic the Hedgehog, I think.
Bob Marley even turned
Bob Marley turned at some point.
And I mean, you can obviously see the you know, the basics. You know, you Michael Myers and Freddy in a band, but you know, I think for vocals it'd be cool to have Jack Torrance from The Shining, Jack Nicholson, you know, like playing.
Nice.
I love the crazy. You know, be a crazy front man. That would be great.
First time I've heard that.
I've not had Jack Torrance yet, no.
You know, just
work and no play.
Crazy front man. God, guitar. Put on guitar. You know, maybe.
Although it makes people think.
I know, it's like, I just think of all like, well, let's say, I'll put Elvira on bass.
Nice.
You need some eye candy, so you got that.
Basically.
Who's flashy, I mean, maybe Leatherface on drums would be good, you know, he's got, you know, skins for the drum heads.
Nice,
you know,
that's a great
skins, lead guitar, I don't know. King Kong. You need a big statement. King Kong.
King Kong on guitar.
Yeah. So
liking it.
There you have it.
Go on then, Luke. I'll let you sign off. You're better than what I can do.
With your pompadour.
With my pompadour with me. Someone's taking a shit on me.
It's alright, it's alright.
Right then, well, let's wrap it up then. No.
Thank you
very much. It's been
Victorian
also
gentleman.
insightful as well. It's so much to talk about. Short space of time. We've got so much in there. Fascinating as well. So interesting.
It's like you've had a chance to spend a couple of weeks listening to the podcast.
Exactly
and I'd be able to
that,
throw
yeah.
so many questions out there.
We could have talked for hours, but literally the band like behind us. So
my phone's ringing.
I think we better wrap it up. And his wife's ringing.
And my pipe pot's empty.
Let's go to the bar, guys.
We're gonna play a couple songs off that for you. I hope you picked it up already, but if you didn't, we got some back there we can sell you. Supplies are limited. This is called Selling Some. It's hot as Texas up in this place. I like all the black hats, man. That's the coolest thing, man. We come into a town we've never played, come up to the club, there's a couple of people over there standing in black hats. I'm like, yeah, we're in the right place. It's called Devil's Coming Around. Lie down, they say the devil's coming round. All wicked men are gonna hang. It's the law of the land, there's a bounty on my head. Like